you were saying recording the sales
The
meetings.
sales meeting. Yes.
Ah,
Okay, but I got it. It's going. So no worries. Okay. Except now I've lost my notes. Okay, there we are. Okay. Let's get going here. So we're going to start with production power, and I'm going to show you our new listings that I believe are all under contract already. So congratulations to Angie Barker and Kathy Campbell, who survived having listings last week. Congratulations. Gosh, I sure hope we see these numbers go up in the next couple of weeks. Remember right now that listings guarantee you a paycheck. As you all know, buyers do not right now.
So I'm going to enter. I had a listing last week, went on at 4 o'clock on Friday, and it's under contract as of last night.
Oh, very good.
Over 6,000 over for a lot.
That's awesome.
And
Okay.
my bad, because I didn't know how to get it in the right place, but I just did.
And you survived.
Yes, I did.
That's awesome. Yes, it's crazy. I don't know if you guys didn't see, we should share this on our office Facebook page. I think it was Kathy Campbell that shared a picture of the line outside of a new listing that had an open house. Literally, people were standing in line. There had to be at least 20 groups that were standing in line that I counted, or at least 20 people. Kathy's raising her hand. Kathy, yes.
Yeah. There, we offered on that house, there were 40 offers.
Oh my God.
No way did we win, but 40 offers just on that little house. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I also had another client offer in Spanish Fork that same day on another home. There were only 22 offers on that one.
Only 22.
Yeah. Makes me cry.
Oh, I know it does. Like I feel for you guys. When I saw that picture, I was like, no. Like there were times when, for most of my career, where we're like, open houses, no one's gonna show. You know, I've told a couple agents in the last few weeks about how when I started, like trying to, well, not when I got really busy as my kids got older and I was doing a lot more real estate, I started to feel really overwhelmed because I was getting all this momentum and I couldn't manage all the appointments. And my broker said, taught me how to time block and sat me down and said, this is, you explain to your clients how you work. And so that's what I did. I said, okay, so we'll go out on Tuesday night and Thursday night and every other Saturday. And I managed my buyers that way. And we could, and we never missed a house. We never missed a house. It never went under contract before we could get there. And if something popped up, I would call my client and say, oh, let's go look at this. And they'd say, no, it's Wednesday. We'll go look at it on Thursday. That's our night. And you could do that, but this is just crazy. So I hope that California opens back up and then everybody decides they missed the beach and they go back. That's what I'm hoping for, because then we'll get some listings, I hope. So anyway, hopefully brighter days ahead, but congratulations to those of you who are able to get a listing and who are able to survive until it goes under contract, because it is crazy right now. Okay, closings. We had Christy with a bunch, Jenny Accinelli, Cindy Pennington, and Brian Gardner, and Aaron McBride. So congratulations. And sorry if we missed anybody. But congratulations to you too if we're not on the list. And let us know. We'll put you on the list for next week. Under contract, we've got Brett Barris out in Tooele is where Brett is. So we don't see him a lot, but he's killing it. Kathy Campbell had 2, Christy, Chris Hammond, Helene, Cindy, and Jenny Tian. So, and there are probably some names on that list that you don't recognize. So I would encourage you to jump on our Coldwell Banker Homes website and check out their profiles and maybe extend a hand and reach out and get to know some of our agents that we don't get to see very often. So this is an interesting slide. This celebrates our awesome success of our agents over the last 12 months. So agents that are doing deals are averaging 10 deals a year and nearly $5 million in volume. So this is our Utah offices. This is our per person production. So they call it PPP, which means something different in Corona, but here in our office, it still means per person production. So we're a little bit lower than some of the other offices, but we're still much higher than the national average, which, as we all know, is 4, which is a really sad number. So congratulations to you guys. And I know you're all just working so hard right now to take good care of your clients and keep your businesses going in this crazy time. All right. Transaction Manager is here. I don't know how many of you have played around in it at all. It went live on Monday and we're super excited about it. It's a simplified, improved system that helps you manage and retrieve all your essential documents. So before you would send from .loop into into Homebase, and now it's Transaction Manager, and it's a much more user-friendly platform. So you as agents have always been able to access Homebase, but we didn't ever really focus on it because it was a little more complicated. It just was a little more difficult to navigate. But we really want to encourage all of you to utilize this. It's a great resource. It's where we're going to store all your documents for the entire closing, including all of your closing documents, copies of checks, everything will be there. So we want you to take a training. It's a self-paced training. It's so easy, you guys. It is so simple. So you need to go into Sales Pro. There's training sessions today, tomorrow, and tomorrow. I think the 10th, if I'm looking at this, is the last of the self-paced training. So jump on there. There's 2 today. Actually, you've already missed 1, but there's 1 more today, and there's 2 more tomorrow. So go into Sales Pro. It literally is like 20 to 30 minutes tops. And once you start going through the training, you'll see how simple it is. And some of you might be like, oh, I've got this, no big deal. But it's going to be really great, really super easy to use. There's notification feeds. You can track documents. This is where I'm going to be reviewing your files, and I will be sending you notes. Like if I see that you've uploaded a Rep C that doesn't have signatures somewhere, then I'll be sending you messages that say, hey, we need to get those signatures, or what is this document, or we need to change this or whatever. So that will be my platform also for reviewing your transactions from here on out. So it's really super easy. So jump on, do your self-paced training. Like I said, it's not very long, and it will tell you how this benefits you. So it's not going to be from my perspective. It won't be from Elisa's. It will be, how does this benefit you? So it's agent-specific training. So check that out. Don't forget, we have 2 holidays this week with pre-made graphics. So jump into BrandServe, download these. If you don't know how to do it, you can come into the office and we'll help you. Michelle has been downloading them all and posting them on our Facebook page. So you can jump on there and save the photo and post that on your Instagram and your Facebook as well. I'm really excited for Chinese New Year because my older sister loves to do things for our children. She doesn't have any of her own children. And so she is bringing us around a packet of things to celebrate Chinese New Year and instructed us that we are to eat Chinese food on the 12th. She's out of town. So she's having it delivered. And then I'm pretty sure we're just going to do takeout from Panda Express, which she said is not allowed because it's not legit. But that's what we're doing anyway. So side note, that was like a total squirrel moment. So anyway, post your Chinese New Year and your happy Valentine's Day. They're, like I said, they're on our Facebook. So if you don't want to download them, you can just save them from our Facebook page. Don't forget that our partners at VHT have a fun promotion going on through the end of March. So if you order through Listing Concierge and you use VHT, then they will throw in a free floor plan, which would be fun to add to your listing. Let people see the flow of the home and maybe prevent a bottleneck of people walking through when it hits the market, because they can just look at the floor plan and decide if it works. All right, GRA, we have John and Teresa on. And John, I'm going to turn a little bit of time over to you guys. You are muted. You are still muted. Can I hear
me now?
you? There we go.
Okay, we're good?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, when I plug in this other monitor, I don't know what the problem is. I sent to Michelle just a couple flyers to send out today. Big thing we have is everybody is going to be doing their taxes. So remember that most people do get a nice refund. And for a lot of people, that's going to be their down payment. That can help them with their down payment. It can help them with their reserves. If they've got some money saved up, it might be, as we've seen a lot of, if the appraisal is coming in a little low when they're offering above asking price, they can actually, a lot of people are saying, I'll guarantee a couple thousand over the appraised value if it comes in low. That seems to be one of the big things. So just to remind you, get your people, talk to them. But that's a great way to come up with some funds that we don't have to source in season because they're there. I had one come in last night I met with, and they've just been waiting for their taxes to come back. So they came in last night. We finished pre-qualifying them, and now they're going to be able to buy a house. So they'll be out looking this weekend. And all this fun times with 22 offers and 30 offers and 40 offers. And it's absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say. I feel for the people showing homes. I really do. Just know we're here to help. Teresa is here also. I think she's on. Her daughter had a baby, and she's been down in Texas helping out and all that, and a lot of fun here with new stuff. The new office is open also, and we just love to work with you. Let us know. Don't forget about the $500 incentive also. I've got I think today or tomorrow I should have a poster I'll be putting up in the office there in Orem. So please let us know how we can help you. Love to work with you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, you guys take advantage. I've told a couple of new agents about this, but reach out to them and see what free marketing they have. Oftentimes we have people reach out and say, what more can I do? What more can I do? There's so many things that Coldwell Banker offers, but we also have our great partners at GRA, and they have so many things to offer as well that are totally free to you guys. So reach out to them and see what they can put into action for you. So thank you so much, John. Oh, we've lost your sound again, John. I did not hear any of that. Oh,
sorry.
now you're on.
I was going to say, hopefully Clay and I'll have that video ready for next week to show you guys how the marketing works. But Michelle does have some flyers she'll send out today. And everything I'm sending out, you guys can co-brand for free. So just remember that. I mean, there's just so many different things. There's almost 400 flyers. And I know with Roger right now, I'm doing postcards that we're getting ready to send out too. And they do door hangers. So there's all kinds of things that you guys can do. And they're really not badly priced, for those things.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. All right. Okay, let's talk coaching to confidence. Okay, so we have a little legal tip that some of you may read. This stems from Curtis Bullock's Facebook page. But he talked about our obligation as sellers agents to make sure we have CC&Rs. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. This is just a gentle reminder, and then we're going to jump into finance and appraisal deadlines, which, kind of don't really exist anymore in so many ways, where I'm seeing a lot of offers shaving that off, but it's a good thing to note. So let's start with our CC&Rs. So it is the seller's responsibility as part of the seller disclosure period to produce CC&Rs. So in section 7D and 7E of the Rep C, the seller is obligated to provide those copies, HOA minutes, financial statements, etc. So if you are the listing agent, it is not acceptable for you to tell the buyer's agent, here's the number for the HOA, you can call them and get the documents. As we all know, it can be rather difficult to get accurate and updated documents from homeowners associations, especially when they're not run by management companies. There are all sorts of different scenarios that make it really difficult. The listing agent on behalf of the seller should make it as easy as possible and furnish these documents to the buyer prior to the deadline. We need to remember that deadlines matter, right? And even as a seller, I think I feel like the last week or so, it's become even more obvious that there are a lot of sellers and a lot of sellers agents that are like, well, we're kind of in the driver's seat, so we can sort of do whatever we want with this transaction. And you're just going to have to take it or leave it if you want our house. And that's just not okay. And so we don't want our agents to behave like that. So my recommendation to you is before your house ever even goes on the MLS, before your listing ever hits the MLS, if they are a part of a homeowners association, your client should have access to that. And the HOA is required to give the homeowners access to those documents. Now it can be electronic, which means that it's all online and can be downloaded, or it can be an actual hard copy that you produce. But either way, it is your responsibility as an agent to make sure that, as a listing agent, to make sure that those are given to the buyer during your seller disclosure period. So yeah, just don't refer them to the HOA. Not okay. That's not what we want to do. So any questions or comments about that?
I have a question. So in the past, title has connected with the HOA. Is that, and in my most recent one, the HOA provided the CC&Rs, but they didn't provide the most recent minutes and information about payment, which was fine. And I just wasn't clear about responsibility on whether, if the title company contacts the HOA, are they supposed to give it to them, and is there costs involved again, or what are we faced with those now?
It is the seller's responsibility to make sure that the buyer has all those documents prior to the seller disclosure deadline. So it doesn't matter if it comes through title. It doesn't matter. The buyer should not have to pay for that. That is something that should be provided by the seller, and the seller should have access to that free of charge through their HOA. Yeah. But it is your responsibility and the seller's responsibility to produce those, however you get them there. It's your responsibility to have them to them by the seller disclosure deadline.
Most of the time, Alicia, we find that the big thing is to get the sellers to actually order those, because if they don't order them, they're free for them because they're paying for the HOA. And so if we try to go in after the fact and one of us tries to do it, or title tries to do it, they usually try to charge a fee anywhere up to $150. So for the seller, we're always telling them right up front, get all that information up front, especially if you're trying to do something FHA, because you need to know if that loan, I mean, I'm still seeing houses that get listed saying they're FHA approved and they're condos or townhouses, and we get the HOA back and more than 50% are renters, and they can't go FHA. So you just killed your deal and you just wasted everybody's time.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it is their obligation to produce those for the sellers free of charge. But I know we have all gotten to a point where we needed it and we've gone in and we've paid for them. So let's raise the bar. Let's be better than what's out there. And let's make sure that we have our sellers prepped and ready to go. Honestly, their seller disclosures, with the tight timelines that we're seeing right now anyway, it really is good business practice to have all their seller disclosures, their PR, their, oh my gosh, the seller disclosure form, all of the information on the HOA, have all of that ready before you ever even hit the market, and let them know we need to have this before it goes on the MLS so that we are ready to go once we accept an offer. And just make sure all your ducks are in a row. But it is your responsibility, however you do it. If your title helps you, great, but they are required to produce a copy for the sellers free of charge. So it's really prep work from the seller that you need to do. Any other questions on that? Okay, so the next thing he talked about was the appraisal and finance condition, and specifically this lovely little box down here on 8.3BI. And so I am just going to read to you first what he says, because he says it so much better than I could. Okay, so we're going to talk about the financing section versus the appraisal section, which, because we have a finance and appraisal deadline, we often lump those two together, but they're actually two separate things. We've got 8.2 is appraisal, 8.3 is finance. So if the buyer cancels the contract, oh my gosh, if the buyer cancels the contract based on a low appraisal, which in 8.2 requires written cancellation and a copy of the appraisal prior to the finance and appraisal deadline, all 100% of the buyer's earnest money is refunded, regardless of what it says in section 8.3BI. unless the REPC has been modified with alternate language. So when canceling based on a low appraisal, section 8.3BI is irrelevant. Instead, section 8.2 governs. On the other hand, if the buyer cancels the REPC because of financing after the due diligence deadline, but before the finance and appraisal deadline, the buyer may or may not receive all the earnest money back. Whether the buyer receives the earnest money or any portion of it is dependent on how section 8.3BI was negotiated and filled out. All of the above assumes that the contract is conditioned on both an appraisal and financing. So I thought this was a really interesting point, one that we haven't, I mean, we often, like I said, we often lump them together, our finance and appraisal. Section 8.2 applies to appraisal. So if you get an appraisal, if it is conditioned upon appraisal coming in at value, and you get an appraisal that comes in low, regardless of whether your client has put in section 8.3BI that they'll forfeit their earnest money if they cancel after due diligence but before finance and appraisal. If they're canceling because the appraisal was too low and they give written notice and they give a copy of the appraisal, then they do not forfeit any of their earnest money. If they cancel because of the loan conditions and terms or because they could not get financing, then they do forfeit that earnest money. But if it is because of a low appraisal, then they do not forfeit the earnest money unless it's modified somewhere else in the contract. So hopefully, are there any questions or comments about that? Anything that you guys are seeing out in the industry being done with these two sections? I know a lot of you were just seeing them being waived.
So for clarification, if the appraisal comes in where it's supposed to, but then they can't get financing, if they tell you that they can't get financing before the date, they get their money back. If they tell you they can't get financing after the date, they may not get their money back. Is that what you said?
It depends on how you've written out 8.3BI. So if financing is required and you've written that the earnest money will be forfeited, if you filled a dollar amount in that box, if they cancel after due diligence, but prior, no later than the finance and appraisal deadline, that amount of money will go back to the seller. If you put an amount in that blue box right there.
So that's where you have to be careful to put 0, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you don't want to forfeit any earnest money there, yes, then you need to put 0. But if you're making that part of your offer, like we're so solid in our financing, we know there's not anything that's going to change this, and we will forfeit our earnest money if it does. That's when you would put that in there. Otherwise, put 0. Yes. Any other questions? Let's see. What if the buyer? Yes, Helene, what if the buyer waives the appraisal condition but cancels the contract before the end of the due diligence period due to low appraisal? Well, we would want to make sure that we read all the terms of the contract, but if they waive their appraisal condition and then they cancel it because the appraisal came in low, then I would think that they would lose their earnest money if they're waiving it because of appraisal. They've already waived that. That's not an option for them anymore. Any other questions? Okay, it's pretty cut and dried. I mean, it really is. Most questions can be answered if we very slowly read the legalese of the REPC. But I thought it was important, and obviously so did Curtis, to differentiate between 8.2 and 8.3. They are different sections, even though they share the same deadline. So, all right. Well then, moving right along. This is a little video from Stacy Staley. She is going to talk to us about why not everything she teaches is recorded and posted on Sales Pro, which is a really good reminder. She gets asked this question a lot.
Good morning, everybody. This video this week is focusing on where can I go to get trainings that might be recorded? I get asked that question all the time. Are you recording this class that's coming up? And I just want to let everybody know that one of the reasons that the biggest reason that I don't record a lot of my classes that I do for learning and development are because they're interactive. We have people unmuting, we have people on camera, we have people role playing, we have people sharing their best practice, things like that. And in order to do that, we would have to have permission from every participant. And then secondly, the additional issue with it is, quite honestly, we find that some agents don't want to participate if they're being recorded. They don't want to role play. They don't want to unmute and share their best practice or their idea around this. And so that's one of the biggest reasons, because these are not a podcast type presentation, but they're interactive and live, and we're talking with each other, just happens to be in a virtual format. But if you're looking for some recorded content, I've got my screen shared with you right now in Sales Pro. And I want to just show you where you can go in Sales Pro. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas on some good little videos that you can watch. So inside of Sales Pro, right here, you'll see that it says Browse Videos. If you click on Browse Video, my recommendation is that you go over here in your Browse Video section, go right down here under Popular Channels and click Leader's Edge. Chris Leader, real estate coach Chris Leader, has got about 26 videos in here, short videos on great tips. So I'm just recommending that you go to Sales Pro. Inside of your MyCB desk, you're going to go to the Sales Pro tile, and then you're going to go Browse Video, and then go over here under Popular Channels and hit Leader's Edge. And again, there's about 26 videos in there of varying topics that could be very helpful to you and your business. The other place that you can find recorded content is every week you're going to get an email from Cami Walton. Cami Walton is our regional director of marketing for Coldwell Banker Realty here in Utah. She's over California and Hawaii and other states. And Cami sends out a weekly email to you. This is the email she sent out last week, and you'll see that it's entitled Marketing Education Calendar and Recap. And you'll see that it's got a little video from Cami, but then there's what's coming up this week as far as classes. And she'll include my classes in there. She includes the marketing team's classes in there. But if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this email, you'll see the recordings from last week. So if you want recorded classes on tools and how to use tools, that's a great source for you every week that comes out with recordings from the previous week. So again, you can go to Sales Pro and look at the videos that are contained there. I recommend doing the Chris Leader series, see what you think. And then you can do these recordings. My classes are live delivery virtually, and love to have you in those classes. Very occasionally, or very rarely, I should say, I might record one if it's not something where we have interaction from the agents going on in there. I hope that makes sense. I hope everybody can kind of relate that it's possible that people won't interact if they're being recorded. So we want to get the most out of our classes, so we don't record. But you've got those other resources for recorded information. And coming soon this year, sometime I would guess maybe second quarter of the year, hopefully we're going to have a platform with even more recorded learning content for you. So I look forward to that. I know it's coming soon. So everybody have a wonderful sales meeting. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.
There you go. The question that everybody's always wanted answered. Why don't you record everything? So there you go. All right, upcoming classes. We've got some great classes coming up over the next couple of weeks. For our JTMers, we have some really good classes for you to jump in. Probing workshop is awesome. That is all about making those relationships and really digging down deep and finding out what the needs are of your buyer, and then helping them commit to you. Also, Gear Up for Sellers is a great day for you for your JTM classes to learn how to work with sellers and how to do a listing presentation and how to get all of that ready to go. I understand the MLS Tips and Tricks really has some great content on it as well, and that's tomorrow from 10 to 11:30. So, and if you are needing core CE, Stacy's got a couple of core classes that are coming up at the end of February. So take a look at those as well if you are getting ready to renew your license or just wanting to make sure that you have plenty of CE when the time comes. Career night. So we have a career night coming up this February 18th at 6 p.m. So we have invited over 1,000 agents that are currently enrolled in school or recently licensed. Career night is a great way for you to bring people that have reached out to you and said, hey, I'm interested in a career in real estate. Would this be beneficial? You know, this is a great time for them to get answers. So we have a newer agent from South Valley. His name is Brady Oliver, and he will be the new agent speaker. And our experienced agent will be Amanda Grove from Station Park. So please send this out. Stacy sent out an email invite to all of you to share with your friends. So reach out to those people that you know. It's from the privacy of their home. They can do it while the kids are eating dinner, and it's an hour less, and then they'll also still get a free headshot. So, and the way they're doing that is they just get a time. They have to schedule the time to go and get that picture taken. So February 18th, 6 p.m. This is a great way for you guys to get referral rewards too. If you are looking for some more passive income, don't forget we have our referral rewards program. And you can make it a nice little sum of money. Remember, from the company pocket, not from the agent office or agent dollar that you refer. So let me know if you have any questions about that, but we'd love to have you and your friends on February 18th at 6 o'clock. All right, we are going to hear a quick message from Wendy Crane, our Director of Education nationally, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how our upcoming Education Expo, which is Prepare to Ace the Spring Market.
Hey there, Gen Blue Nation. It's Wendy Crane here, your Vice President of Learning and the host for Coldwell Bankers Education Expo. We are kicking off our first event on February 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I want to share with you just a little bit about what you can expect to hear from this expo. We're calling it Prepare to Ace the Spring Market. And if you think the market's hot right now, wait till the sun comes out. People are going to be moving and shaking, and not just their bodies. So we're going to hear first from Nicole Lewis. Nicole comes to us from Coldwell Banker Premier, and she got her real estate license in 2019 after 20 years in the hospitality industry. Nicole and her husband moved away, which means she did not have a sphere of influence, yet she still managed to be the Rookie of the Year. So we're going to find out what Nicole did to make that happen. We're also going to hear from Christy Lindsay. Christy Lindsay got her license back in 2014. And she started by joining a team. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the importance of a mentor and how that helped her to be able to grow her business to the point right now where she is breaking into making her own team. She uses video and social media to do some really awesome things. I think you're really going to love hearing from both of these ladies. We look forward to seeing you on February 18th at 2 p.m. for our first Education Expo of 2021.
Right. So you can go to cbeducationexpo.com and you can save this event to your calendar right from there. And that's also where you will access the session on that date. So put that on your calendar, cbeducationexpo.com, and it will save it right to your calendar. All right. Wealth Builder, just another reminder that we have our luxury certification course coming up the 23rd and 24th from 1 to 5. That's Eastern time, so 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock. If you are looking for the global luxury certification, if you are certified in global luxury, then you can market yourself and use it on your marketing. So obviously, if a house qualifies for global luxury, then you can use the marketing tools for that house. But if you want to brand yourself as a global luxury agent, then you would need to have the certification, and then you can use it on everything that you do. So if you're looking for that, it's all going to be virtual. Most of the time they've had them in different locations throughout the country, and you have to travel and go there. So if this is something that you are interested in, then definitely look into this. So the registration information is all available on desk. Okay, culture of awesomeness. We have some fun things to celebrate. So we have a bunch of birthdays Looks like we missed one in January. Elisa Shelley was on January 12th, or maybe we just didn't change that date. I'm not sure. But wish Elisa a happy birthday today, or this week. Happy birthday to our sweet Sunja. Sunja Kim, she joined us last year, closer to the end of it was like end of summer. So she's awesome and a Korean speaker. So if you ever need anybody that speaks Korean, call Sunja. Happy birthday to Maggie. So Maggie is Sylvia Hoyer's assistant. Sylvia is one of our newer agents to join the office as well. So, and Maggie sneaks in and out of the office every day. She's there just working away all day long. So she's back in the corner in their office. So February 17th is her birthday. And then Logan Banning is February 21st. So happy birthday to our agents and hope you guys have a great day. So Michelle included all of these for the next 2 weeks because we will not have sales meeting next week. And why, you ask, will we not have sales meeting next week? Because it's our awards ceremony. So we are going to listen to a little message from John Winchester with an update on the awards gala. And then we'll tell you a few more details about what we have going on in our office for it.
Good morning, Coldwell Banker agents, staff members, and business partners. It's hard to believe that we're only 1 week away from our annual awards gala. We're really excited to meet you virtually this year. We do got some great things on the horizon. So I just want to let you know that invitations have gone out. You should have seen a calendar invite for next Tuesday, February 16th at noon. And we will also be providing lunch. So you should have seen an additional email with some information on how you can get DoorDash delivered right to your door so we can all have a virtual meal together as we celebrate our top 10s, your designations and your success, announce our Rookie of the Year and some other great awards for the year. So we're looking forward to seeing you soon next week, noon, in place of sales meetings. See you there. Thanks.
Okay, so next Tuesday, February 16th at noon. And you should have all gotten a calendar invite this morning. I found it in my inbox. So please accept that invite and put it on your calendar. So the way that we're gonna do lunch is that you will get $30 credit at DoorDash. It has to be a business account. So we'll send this link out to everybody, but you have to go to this DoorDash.com/team/join to access the Coldwell Banker portal. So you'll just click this link and then you'll be able to place your order on your desktop on the day of. So you'll have, I mean, if you choose not to use it during lunchtime when we're watching the gala, that's fine. It will expire by the end of the afternoon on that day. So please jump on and take advantage of that. And of course, all of you are welcome to watch the gala in your jammies at home and get your DoorDash delivered. But we know we have a lot of you who really want to get together and celebrate each other's success. So we are going to have an event in the office for those who would like to join us. Please let Michelle know if you are planning on coming live. The staff and I will be dressed up in our finery. I am considering, although I don't think it would fit, but I'll probably send out a video of the dresses that I'm considering wearing, one of which is my choir chamber dress from 1991 that is forest green taffeta with giant puff sleeves. If I thought I could zip it up, I would wear it. It's really hilarious. Anyway, so put on your fancy dress. Or your shirt and your tie, or your sparkly top, or whatever, your fancy mask if fancy dresses aren't your thing. But we're going to dress up, we're going to have the office decorated, and we are going to order our DoorDash and have it all delivered to the office. You can just do that individually that morning and then have it delivered to the office at noon. So we'd love to have you there, dressed up or not. Please wear a mask, and then come and celebrate with us. I know that we have some award winners and some people who had some killer years. And so we really want to celebrate you guys and do it together. It's always fun to be in a room and have the energy together. So we are looking forward to that. So that's next Tuesday, the 16th at 12 p.m. And the last thing I wanted to share was this cute post from Jenny and Mary Seiler. So if you don't know Jenny Ochinelli and Mary Seiler, you should get to know them because they're both amazing. So they posted this on Facebook last week, and I just loved this. So I'll read it to you. Jenny says, this morning I went knocking doors in the neighborhood I knew a client of mine liked. She had a client that needed a house, so she went to that neighborhood. She and Mary were door knocking buddies. As they were out knocking, they came across a really sweet lady. When we asked her how she was doing, she answered in tears that she was actually having a really rough day. It turns out that just yesterday she was diagnosed with breast cancer and was stressing about what she was going to do because she has 2 little grandkids that she has to take care of because their mom died. My heart went out to her and I just didn't know what to do. So as they left, Mary said, why don't we go get her lunch? So they took off, they went to Olive Garden, and they came back with a whole spread for dinner for her and her family. And the lady was so grateful that they could, that they would do something so kind for a complete stranger, and made her day a little bit easier. So they posted that and shared that. And I just think it's a testament to the kind of agents that we have in our office. And the good realtors need to be talked about more, because we talk about the negative far too much, but we need to celebrate good agents like Jenny and Mary. And I know a lot of you are doing things quietly as well. And so we love to hear these things. We love to celebrate it. And it just makes me happy when I see things like this. And it just brightens my day. So congratulations. Well, congratulations on being so awesome, Jenny and Mary. So you guys are both awesome. So anyway, so share with us your good news. I know sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to share. I don't want to toot my own horn. And it isn't tooting your horn. It's a reminder to everybody else when you share these things of the little things that we can do that make a difference in somebody's life. So we all need it. We all need it right now. So good job. Love you guys. All right. Wants and needs. I'm going to turn off my screen share. So if anybody has a want or a need or a question, then now's your time. Fire away. And then we're done. Look at that. 10:46. Alicia's done talking. Anybody have any wants or needs?
Axiom.
Oh. Hey, Alicia.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't forget about the My Deals.
Oh, I totally forgot. Okay, My Deals. I forgot to do the My Deals for this week. So Michelle, I think you guys need to turn off one of your mics or your speakers because we're getting an echo from you guys. But if you'll unmute and tell us who the nominees are for My Deals and who our winner is, that would be awesome.
Let's see if that will work.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let me turn on the thing. Okay, so I was struggling with technology today. Don't judge me. So we're doing an old school. I don't know if you can see or not, but I have Dean who's going to put on her mask and come up and draw. So we had Christy Dimmick. Is it on now? Okay. Christy Dimmick, Helene, Kathy, Cindy Pennington, and Chris Hammond. And the winner is, she's picking it.
Christy.
Christy Dimmick. Woohoo! Good job, ladies.
Yay. Good job, Christy. That's a bright spot. Christy's been a little under the weather, so now hopefully that brings a little happiness to her day. Awesome. Thank you for reminding me that. Kathy, did you have a question? I think you raised your hand.
Not on purpose, thank you.
You gotta watch that Twitch there, Kathy.
I was trying to chat and say, way to go, Christy, and I guess I got a little over anxious here.
No worries. Okay, Helene posted in the chat, 5-bedroom, 3-bath home with walkout basement in Northeast Utah County. Is that a need that you are looking for, or is that a listing that you have coming up, Helene?
Is a need. I don't have that listing. I wish I did.
Okay.
A listing and a sale at the same time, but no, it's clients of mine that are looking for that.
Okay. 5-bed, 3-bath home, walkout basement, Northeast Utah County. Okay.
Hey, actually, I do have a listing coming up. This is Kathy. It's a townhouse right behind Target in Orem off of Center Street. So it's a 3-bed, 3-bath townhouse with a 2-car garage and a little courtyard in a fenced area. $100 HOA a month.
Awesome. Well, that'll be on the MLS for a hot second.
We're hoping.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Well, guess what? You are all free to roam about the cabin. Let's go out and find a listing. Let's do this. And please join us next week, even if you join from home. We want you to join us for our awards gala and celebrate everyone's success. I often hear, well, I'll come if I'm going to get, you know, I don't want to come if I'm not going to get an award. I'll be embarrassed, or, you know, maybe I didn't do so well this year. But I look at the awards ceremony as a time to be motivated and excited. And sometimes it's just good to celebrate other people. Even if you aren't going to get anything, come and celebrate other people, because even if your year stunk and you're not getting an award, this is a motivational time to get you excited about next year. So know that there's no shame in that, but we certainly love to have you be a part of our Coldwell Banker family. So love you guys, take care, and we'll see you soon, I hope. And look, we made it through with no spiders descending from the ceiling. So my reputation is intact today. Have a great one.